When I founded ARC, I wanted to create a space that was a safe space. And that's what we try to do here, you know, like regardless of your ability level or regardless of your experience, you know you're going to walk through that black door and you're going to be met by your friends, peers, and a community of people who don't judge you and a community of people who just welcome you in. Matt Rodwell, 31 years old, founder of ARC Athletics Club. Been involved in CrossFit and the fitness space for 12, going on 13 years. So, very big part of my life. Before I got into CrossFit, I surfed professionally. Surfing was my job. I was sponsored and I got to travel and compete and go on free surfing trips. And then around sort of 16, 17, even into 18, I fell pretty badly into drugs and alcohol in the party scene. Kind of consumed me a little bit. I think by the time I realized what was happening, my level of surfing was kind of stagnating and dropping. You know, I needed to do something to try and get myself back to a level where I'd be able to maintain my sponsorships and maintain a career out of it. My dad introduced me to the website CrossFit.com, and it all started there. Surfing is a subjective sport. You have 4 judges who sit in a box and they judge your surfing. I really struggled to sort of crack it. Whereas once I started doing CrossFit, it was a lot more familiar to me to the sports that I had played as a child growing up in Zimbabwe. It was black and white. Either one you lost. I think I'm still about 5-1 up on Harrison. CrossFit is, in a lot of ways, it's strength and conditioning. We do something different pretty much every day, and that could be anything from squatting to deadlifting to burpees to push-ups to running, and we put them together in a unique way to try and challenge you and to try and find and make sure we're hitting the correct stimulus that we're looking for each day in each session. When I started CrossFit, it was a very different generation to the people that are starting CrossFit now, and the experience that I had when I came to London and when I tried to join a box was pretty negative and pretty poor initially. I got turned away from the first box I ever tried to join. And it just put a taste in my mouth where I was like, you know what, one day when I open my own gym, I'm gonna make sure that that never happens to anyone. And the whole idea behind ARC was to create a space that was a safe space for everyone who comes here. So regardless of how long you've been doing it or what your level is, everyone's treated the same. You know when you come through the doors here, you're going to get a smile, probably going to be given some shit, and it's just a good bunch of people who like working out and like pursuing excellence. Because for me, ARC is community and purpose driven as opposed to profit driven. The community and the environment that we have here is everything. And watching people have their sort of light bulb moment where things click. So when someone gets their first muscle up or their first pull up or their first squat or whatever it is, like helping people along their journey to get to where they want to go, those moments are what kind of stick with me. And I think, you know what, it's funny, I think every box owner and every gym owner will claim that their community is different and their community is better. And I think they are all different, but I think you'd be real hard pressed to find a place with the same welcoming environment that we have here. There's no cliques, there's no bullshit. I've got a pretty solid no bullshit policy. And we work hard at fostering and maintaining a community that, and the community that we have, because it's important and it matters. So there is a program that I'm trying to set up right now, which is a youth development program, which works in collaboration with CrossFit, where we give kids from impoverished backgrounds an opportunity to get a CrossFit level 1. So we're just trying to find a charity right now which has got some unprivileged kids that we can work with to sort of grow that out and develop that. I think that would be something that we look to bring into place next summer. There's 2 things I would say to a complete beginner. One is just start. You don't need a baseline fitness level. The joy of CrossFit is it's infinitely scalable, so regardless of where your starting point is, we can get you moving no matter what. And then the second thing is unlike traditional bodybuilding or these other things which have their place and are really great, CrossFit is more about preparing you for life. The whole idea with what we do as coaches here at ARC is give you the skills so that, say you go on a holiday and you're in a hotel gym and you want to train by yourself, you have the skills because you've been taught. You know, we're purpose and community driven, but we're also education driven. There's no point, you know, I think if either myself or Harrison or Fen are coaching people but they can't do anything on their own, we're doing a pretty bad job of coaching them. So you should be able to take what you learn in this place and apply it elsewhere without our guidance and our tutoring, as it were.
My name's Harrison, I'm 25, I'm a CrossFit coach here at ARC. Long story short, like where I come from, my background, grew up in the Midlands, up in Leicester, little village in Leicestershire, played rugby all the way through up until I was like 21, 22, and then just started like falling out of love with it. The reason why I fell out of love with rugby was because there's no real community about it. I always felt like an outsider. I have never felt I belonged. Even though I love the sport, I still love it today. Like I'll sit at home and I'll just sit there being an absolute nose, watching it, loving it. But being inside it, there's always someone gunning for your position, always wanting to take it away from you. The reason why I felt like an outsider was I was from a different background from most people. Like most people in rugby, it all comes from like people going to private school, people coming from like that kind of environment, and because I moved around a lot, I was always coming into or stepping into other people's like circles, and I could never fit in straight away. I always felt like a wrong piece to a different jigsaw, almost. I never felt like I could just jump in. I always felt like I was a thorn in someone's side initially. But where coming into here, like it doesn't matter where you go. It's almost as if each member is a unique jigsaw puzzle, and it fits in to every gym you go to. Like no matter what, you'll always make friends, always get to speak to people and stuff. Whereas like with rugby, it was very much like trying to join a new team. No one will speak to you. You have to go and force yourself upon people, and you almost have to make a name for yourself. It's quite difficult for people who are initially like, especially introverts. I wouldn't say I'm too introverted, but I like my own time, I like my own space. Before CrossFit, I didn't feel like I was confident enough to go and speak to people just out of the blue, like going up to someone and meet them. Whereas like getting into coaching, it kind of forces you to do that. And I feel with coaching, with CrossFit, I've really come out of my shell and grown as a person massively. Started to find CrossFit, got involved with CrossFit, loved it from day one. Straight away, walked into the gym and I was like, I remember the coach back in the gym in Twickenham and Blitz, a lady called Anna. She's still one of my good friends. She took my first class. It was like 3 minutes on, 1 minute off of rowing, barbell shoulder to overhead, and I think front squats as well. And it was like 5 rounds. You just moved through those 3 movements. And like after I left, I remember ringing my girlfriend at the time and I was like, "This is what I want to do. I love this. This is phenomenal. Like I wish I found this earlier." I've been a full-time coach now for nearly 2 years. Loved every second of it. Like I would never look back. CrossFit definitely helped in terms of like my mental health. So once I stopped playing rugby, like I needed that competitive kind of drive in my life because I didn't have that anymore. I had stopped drinking maybe 2-3 months prior to starting CrossFit. And with rugby, like it's a massive drinking culture. And when I stopped as well, I stopped drinking, a lot of them like, "Why are you with us? Like you're a pussy. You can't be not drinking right now. It's like put this down your throat." And I'm like, I don't want to feel shit about myself. I'll be 3 years sober in March this year. And then for me, that's kind of like CrossFit's helped because I have something to work for, something to drive for. And it's not necessarily like I wasn't an addict. I just, for my mental health, I stopped it because it was affecting my work, it was affecting my relationships. And with this, and with CrossFit, it makes it better and worthwhile. First time I met Matt, I don't think he really remembers, but it was at one of the gym down the road and I was doing a snatch and I wasn't very good at snatching at the time and I dropped a barbell on my back and I remember happening that. And then I saw him again at the weekend, and I was like, I formally introduced myself, and I was like, yeah, I'm the kid that dropped it with a barbell on his back. He was like, didn't see that, and I was like, I should have made a fool of myself. And then I opened up to him because obviously he has the struggles with alcohol and substance abuse as well. And I think from there something clicked in his mind, and then we just formed a really good relationship where we trust each other. If I ask him to do something, he'll do it. If he asks me to do something, I'll do it. And I think it's a really good relationship to have between the two of us. I did a trial shift for Matt back in September 2021. Didn't get the job initially, and then pretty much every week I pestered him for a job. And then March 22, he gave me a job. Yeah. Here, I fell in love with the community straight away. Like when I did that trial shift, and I'd come in and train myself. Like the people here, I can like hand on heart say like I've not met a community like it. What's great about here is that everyone knows everyone, and no matter what, everyone always has your back, and someone is always going to support you. What makes this CrossFit box different and better than pretty much all the others is again the community. It's competitive but fun as well, and there's a big policy of like leaving big egos at the door. Like in my classes, when I take classes, if someone comes in and I say to them, how are you? Like that's normally my first question. And if someone says, oh, I've had a rubbish day, or like I'm feeling a bit shit kind of thing, I'm like, right, go out the door, come back in with a different kind of positive attitude, and we'll start again. And then from there on then, like, I know they're going to be smiling because I'm kind of like joking with them straight away, and I'm trying to make their day better. And that feeling of letting someone come in and their attitude, I love it when people say, I can't do this today, or I can't do that today. I'm like, no, you definitely can. And then I prove them wrong, and they've gone away like, actually, like, I feel really good about myself. Thank you for pushing me. I'm like, yeah, that makes me feel thrilled. It's great. What I would say to beginners is don't give into this stereotype of CrossFit. Like, if you look online, you see shirtless men and women throwing weights around, screaming, shouting all the time, but it's not like that at all. Get involved straight away as soon as you can. Start speaking to people, because people don't bite, they'll speak back to you 100%. Place to make friends. Like, I think I've made my best friends through CrossFit. Don't be hesitant, give it your all, try your hardest, and there's nothing you can lose, really. Yeah.
My name's Fenella, or most people call me Fen. I'm 28 and I coach CrossFit. I started coaching here at ARC in last summer, so beginning of last summer, I think 2023. I think that ARC definitely steps away from the stereotype of a gym. I think, your typical gym is antisocial as far as I'm aware. Like, the thought of going into a normal gym for me is not a positive one. I started CrossFit in 2018 now. I would definitely say that CrossFit's been the constant in my life, if nothing else. I think it definitely teaches me a lot about myself. Like, even now, every session, I feel like I learn something about myself, and it's kind of been something that's helped me to help myself with in terms of like my mental health and things like that. Yeah, it was when I was actually working and traveling in Australia. A friend that I lived with, she was going to the gym like twice a day, and I was at the point where I was like, I could do with kind of losing a bit of weight and getting a bit fitter and stuff. So I went to the gym with her and did a class, and I didn't know it was CrossFit. I loved it right from the get-go and was kind of a little bit obsessed with it, as kind of everybody gets. So I then started coaching because I think it had such a big impact on me and my life that I was like, I want to help other people do this and find the enjoyment that I did. So I did that for like 3 years when I was in Bath, and then a couple of years ago, just after COVID, I moved to London to kind of progress in my career and that sort of thing, and just change things up a little bit. Matt came to me sort of beginning of summer. He was looking for a female coach. For me, it's actually pretty normal that I am the only female. Starts from when I was growing up, so I've got 6 brothers and no sisters, so I was always the only girl, so outnumbered from the get-go. And then I also, as I said, I was a chef, and obviously in the chefing industry there's not masses of females, so yeah, the kitchens that I worked in, I was the only female there as well. So we met probably pretty much just after I first came to London. and me and some friends came down to train here because it was like new space, and it was a cool space, so we came to do some stuff on the gymnastics rig because it looks cool, basically. So I didn't know him like massively before I started coaching with him or working for him. But I'd say we've got a really good friendship now, or I'd say relationship. Obviously he's my boss, but I would say that we're, you know, good friends, and he's a good like mentor for me, I suppose, as much as anything, which is super nice. So yeah, I've started working here, which is nice because it's a smaller gym, which is definitely something that I am drawn to because of the community. So much more special in a smaller space where you kind of know everybody, you connect with everybody every session, and you create those relationships rather than it just being saying hi to people that you don't know and all of that sort of thing. I think Matt's created a great space and great community, and it's so like encouraged, but he's done it in quite a natural, organic way rather than trying to force things. He's just who he is, and the gym space is, you know, what it is, quite raw and stuff like that, and I think people like it for that. It's not trying to be anything, it's not trying to show off to anybody, it's just authentic, and like, you know, if you want to be here, if you want to work hard, then you fit in well, you know. I used to go sort of to a Globo gym before I started CrossFit, and I just sort of do a bit of this, do a bit of that. Everyone's kind of looking at you. You're not really sure if you know what you're doing. You're not sure if they're judging you for not knowing what you're doing, you know. And I just think there was no sense of like community or support or like wanting other people to do well. Whereas I feel like in here, there is that. Everybody has been there. So yeah, I'd say it definitely is different. Helping people to learn, and also there's something in it for them, you know, this sense of accomplishment and achievement, something that they're doing for themselves, and I think that's what drew me to it originally. CrossFit was I was doing something for me for a change instead of doing something for other people because they wanted me to, do you know what I mean? So I think it's actually that, like, it comes back to that respect and self-respect for me. Yeah, it's a pretty special thing, I'd say. It's definitely something that keeps me doing the job that I'm doing, you know.
This will be our second year at SID, slightly different team this year to last year, but we've got a good team. We've got 3 weeks left of training, and then we're going to be heading down to Bath.
Brings the community more centralised, because like there's been a lot of chat about the members. They're going to come down. I think they're going to hire a few houses and stuff and come and support us for the weekend.
Taking part is fun, but winning is funner.
I'm a true believer of you're a product of your own surroundings, and if you've got people that you care about around you, your performance is going to go through the roof.
So, my name is Nick, I'm 58, and I run an event production business. Ethan, you buddy, what are you up to? What do you do?
My name's Ethan, I am 9, and I play football, and I like my school, and
I'm Christina, and I work in sales, and I'm 22.
So my name's Lucas, I'm 24, and I work for a tech startup company in London.
Okay, so I've been coming across it quite a number of years now, it must be 4 years. I'm trying to improve every day. But you know, there's people that come in here are excellent. You know, they're really just like, I've been coming for a long time and they're really good. So I've been coming for quite some time. Yeah, I'm not getting any younger. I've got a young family and I just want to be, you know, just fitter for them in the future.
Well, so I've been in London just over a year and a half, and my visa ends in June. And like the last few months, there's probably been some ups and downs. I also went back to New Zealand for a month, and then I came back, and it was kind of hard to come back and get back into the rhythm of things. But I think when I look at everything, I really just wouldn't want to leave this gym. Like the gym potentially would be what keeps me here. Just because, like, well, not just the gym, but the community and everyone involved, and like, it's like the highlight of my week. It's always been quite intimate, like an intimate gym. Like it's always small classes or relatively small. So it was always really friendly and like you felt really comfortable coming in here.
ARC was mainly for Instagram. A lot of people that I follow come to this gym and I just thought, why not try it out?
Why? It's primarily, I like the community spirit. My character, I find, when I'm outside of work, when I'm outside of the box, and then coming here, it's like a totally different character I have. I just change, I don't know why, but I'm more relaxed, more myself when I come here.
I think it's probably the most comfortable gym I've ever been to. I've been to so many gyms, not like CrossFit gyms, but this is my first CrossFit gym, but out of all of the gyms I've been to, this is the only one that I've actually wanted to keep coming to. Sometimes, you know, the gym feels like a chore. This never feels like a chore. This is like what I look forward to all day.
CrossFit Art's been really good. Everyone's been very welcoming, and yeah, been really enjoying it so far. I don't feel intimidated at all. Because usually going to a new gym can be quite scary and daunting, but it's been, the first day been amazing.
It helps with your mental health as well, just stress and day-to-day stuff that you do. But it's the fun aspect of coming here as well. There's lots of characters, as you know. You know, Harrison, one of the coaches, is like a real character, he is. Yeah, you've got to watch him, really.
Why do you bring Ethan along?
Ethan, well, he's my buddy, isn't he? So, you know, and Ethan, he was physical from the start. He's a really physical guy, without me pushing him or anything. He was always into sports, and as you know, he does karate and stuff like this. And then we used to come in here because I had them when Mum was working. I brought Ethan and my other little one, Ishani. And I think with them being in as well, it was engaging a lot of other members as well, just messing about. Like today, we were just messing about playing football, just out of, you know, doing nothing. And then Ethan started getting more of an interest in doing stuff. I said, come on, Ethan, we can get fitter. And he's always going on about, aren't you, Ethan, about, oh, I want to get great abs. Look, Dad, is my abs looking good today? And I said, okay, son, don't worry. And he's always going on about the coaches. Oh, look at, you know, they're looking so good. I said, okay, if you want to be like that, come down and do this stuff. But I think for me, personally, if I had that encouragement when I was younger, I would have valued that.
What do you think of the coaches, Matt, Harrison, and Ben?
They're strong, they're fit, and they get girlfriends easy.
That's the thing about the CrossFit, this whole community thing, is where you have people who need something, whatever it is, I don't know, even work-wise, everybody comes together, yeah, you know, we can do it, yeah, I'll do this and you do that and we do this, community thing. So it's getting involved. And you know, it feels good, I think. When you do some good and some kindness like that and it's reciprocated, it's like feels good.
ARC's community is friendly.
ARC's community is togetherness.
Just feels like home. Home. You know what I mean?
So many words.
ARC's community is strong.
I would sum up ARC's community in one word, being fun.
Good question.
Family? It's like a family, yeah.
Can I use hyphens? ARC's community is second to none.
I think it's easy with like describing that. You can use like a buzzword and be like, oh, inclusive, or this or that, but and the best way to describe our community is home. That's the word I would use.